Hello and welcome to one more possibility team to become music. Today we have Manuela and Jorge in the space, ready to explore a new territory of music. I'm not quite sure where we're going to be going today. I haven't planned out what we're going to be doing today. And I want to ask and about what is the necessity from either of us for being here and to navigate into a space of discovering experiments and discovering territories that you have been exploring inside of music. I have been sharing some experiments in the last few weeks. And yeah, for this meeting, I want to open up the space for you, Manuela, to share how has been your musical journey, your music discovery, and what necessity do you bring to the space?
Okay. Well, first of all, Jorge, I want to thank you for providing the space. I very much appreciate this opportunity to experiment something new. And I'm thrilled by the experiments that you offer. They're really so cool. And since I do them home alone, I don't know, for some reason I have learned now, with your help, I don't know how you did it, to just do it. So you were sharing different experiments, and for instance, singing from the emotion, or one day an experiment about improvising and letting some words come. I don't know how you do that and how you write it. I cannot tell you with my conscious mind. And I'm thrilled by these experiments because that's exactly what I want. I don't want to pre-plan everything with a conditioned mind, right? I want to allow something to flow through me. And I'm here in this space anyway, only because I've had this weird experience that I received song lyrics. I didn't plan that. I always loved music, but I never thought that I could do music. And then it just happened that I woke up in the night and all of a sudden I really received song lyrics and a little rhythm and stuff. And I'm thinking, what's that about? No, what do I do with this? What's that for? So I'm already looking in my mind for a purpose. What do you do with it? Is this okay? Is it useful? Can you make money? Like, keep this thing like, kind of kill it in the beginning. And then you appear in my space, and here I can experiment. So you were asking about needs, right?
Necessities, yeah.
Necessity.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a need and a necessity?
Well, a necessity for the space is kind of what how can you make use of this space as a possibility team? What possibilities are you wanting for in your life in this edge where you're at with music?
Okay. This space. Well, I just read a post from Jan, who has been using his skills and his experiences from this space to create something new. And I am always about inspiring people, but without manipulating them. Okay. And it would be lovely to be able to do this with music. So without telling somebody what to do and how to change your brain and how to explode the box and how to bloop, 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 bloop and check boxes and stuff. Yeah. This inspiration thing, I'd like to be able to use this space in order to use music to inspire other people. Doesn't necessarily have to be me writing and singing. I mean, I have been exploring this. I just do it, even though it's, you can't say it's good or it's bad, but I just put it out on Spotify. And I think it's important to, in order to allow this little new seed to grow, right? Which I don't know where it's going to. I don't know what this is about, really. All I know is it feels so joyful, and I'm thrilled when I do these experiments. And then, for instance, some lyrics come out. Like, wow, this improvising space, this spontaneity, speaking from the emotion, from the heart, without having to go through the filters of the conditioned mind. This is what's really beautiful about this space. And music is so, I mean, nobody can deny the impact of music, right? You can't run away from that vibe. Maybe it makes this to you, maybe it makes that to you, it makes something, and that's the beauty. It goes, it's this other way of communicating. Yeah, and I would like to explore how we could use that space in that way.
Yeah, so I hear you as an inspiration. Like, how can I inspire people without manipulating them? How can I do this through music that is not like doing all of this mental thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, without doing this mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Funny enough, just today I was writing down words. In fact, I was channeling words.
How does it go for you? Like, do you do this in a notebook?
What's that?
How does it go for you? Because I hear you saying that you sometimes you're channeling lyrics and words.
Well, the lyrics, it starts with 2 sentences. They rhyme, they come with a rhythm. And these 2 sentences already contain the essence of the song. And the rest comes drop by drop. And then I play with it and modulate and stuff. That's how it works for me. And then, but the beauty, the real beauty is when I bump into people like you, or in a very difficult situation. I moved into a shared living place. And right across is these neighbors, and they are musicians. And we together, all of a sudden, I've never done this with other people because I don't consider myself a musician ever, right? I notice I'm now writing songs and I'm singing. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a brand new thing. So anyway, the beauty is this together, creating together. That's wonderful. So taking the seed and taking the seed of the other person, and then magic happens. That I love, this co-creating thing.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I was writing down words today because I remembered a dream I had many years ago. The dream was about standing on a public, like a public speaker on a stage in front of many people, and that's the scariest thing I could ever think of. Like, and so today I was remembering this dream, And I thought, what would I like to talk about? It's the same thing with the music. If I ever talked about as a public speaker, I'd like to talk about stuff that's important for me. So started words coming up, and I channel them with and I how do you call this again? Pendulum. With a pendulum, I check with a pendulum. And this is about the words I would like to make songs about, really, or let's say the quality of the songs. If we use those, or just any words, right? In this case, I can read you some of those words and maybe use this as an inspiration to create maybe just a melody or a feeling, maybe go into that feeling, how that feels, that word, and allow some melody come up or something. That could be one way.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. I have an experiment that is very much, that is emerging from this.
Okay.
And it's something that we can do in this meeting. And yeah, it's about this process, the process of writing music and writing lyrics. I'm and how does it go, and how do you do that? So in this experiment, we're gonna go through these different parts of it. We're gonna take 5 minutes in silence in writing in your notebook. So you have a notebook beside you, and for 5 minutes, I'll put the timer and just let any words that come to come into the notebook. And from this source, from the source that you want to like touch into. And then once we have that, um, we're going to find a way to sing them into the space.
Cool. That's exactly what I would have wished for, as I said before. Lovely. I
Yeah.
I have a request.
Yeah.
Could we center and ground first?
Yes.
And also, I wonder if it's possible to create maybe even a song or a little rhyme or just something to make this centering and grounding a very simple, smooth, natural process. For me, it's still a very brainy thing. Costs me a lot of, you know, thing.
Yeah.
But let's start with one thing at a time, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm hearing your experience with centering, that is sometimes it goes into very brainy. It's a very brainy experience. And yeah, and the process of centering is experiential, like it goes beyond the mind. And yeah, let's start there. I will guide us through this process of centering and going into our first position. And yeah, just take a deep breath. Whatever you add, just take a deep breath deep into the body. Just feel out your body with all that prana that's floating right in front of you. You can even turn your head around from one side to another as you're breathing. Like scanning the different kinds of airs. And you're gonna start with your chin on your right shoulder, and you're gonna take a deep breath as you move your chin to your left shoulder. So it'll be, and then you hold it there, and on the way back, you release from moving your chin from your left shoulder to your right shoulder. So it goes, and then you repeat it again, always holding a little bit at the end there, and then from your left to your right, releasing. And arriving again on your right chin, on your right shoulder, and then taking another deep breath. And start noticing where your attention is, and start bringing that attention to this here and this now, this very present moment. Noticing your feelings, your thoughts, and start accumulating this attention. Wherever your attention goes, your energy goes. And we are right now gathering your energetic center into a ball right in front of you. And keep breathing to your feelings, keep breathing to it, and just keep using your intention to bring your attention into the present moment, whether it is in the past or in the future, in something that you have to do in the future, or something that happened, or it can be in somebody's. Bringing it to this present moment here and now. And when you're there, use your intention again to get that ball of energy of your energetic center into your physical body. And this is an experiential thing. This is something that you feel, that the change of going from your mind, going from having the energetic center bounce around from place to place to it being placed on your body, on your being. This is an experience. This is the experience of being centered. You just keep sending your attention to that part of your body in between your hips, 3 fingers under the belly button, having that ball of energy inhabiting your physical body. When you're there, use your fingers to click and declare your grounding cord from your center, from your physical center and your energetic center down to Gaia. This is a two-way grounding cord that keeps you connected and in touch with this place where we are standing, this place that holds you, this place that it holds all the diversity of life that you see around you. And this cord is a two-way communication. So you can send and receive information and energy directly from the source, directly from Gaia. And at the count of 3, please share the color of your grounding cord. 1, 2, 3. Light blue.
Red.
Nice. Thank you. So the third part is click your fingers again. Use your clicker and declare your bubble of space around you. This is the magnetic field that emanates from your body, from all of the different energetic points in your body that they are moving. Your brain is moving. Your throat is moving when you speak. Your lungs are constantly expanding and contracting, breathing air. Your stomach is moving, processing the foods, and all of the organs are in a movement. And this movement, it generates a field, an energetic field. And this field is your bubble of space that you can declare. And you say, I have a bubble of space. Anything inside of that bubble of space is your space. Your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your concepts, your ego, your ideas, your personality, all of it inside of your bubble space, and anything outside of that is everybody else's thoughts and feelings and emotions. And this is not, the bubble of space is not a wall that disconnects you, but rather this thing that connects you, how you are connected to the world. And it's a distinction of what's you and what's the rest of the world. And I'm gonna click my fingers one more time to create a cube of workspace here around us. Create a safe space for this exploration that we're going into. And this cube, this golden cube that is grounded to Gaia with a thick grounding core, it's filled with music. It's filled with aliveness and teamwork. It's filled with love. And whenever you're ready, just come into space. This is the space of possibility team, become music.
Thank you.
With this, the next few steps for the first position is having your gremlin by your side, having your sword of clarity. So having your sword of clarity wielded, this means using your anger to in service of the space, in service of your bright principles. So you hold the sword of clarity at your partner's throat, and this serves as a way of being in service to them, and the sword of clarity works best when you're also holding a space of love for them, a space of connection, a space of being with. So this sense of being with the person, that you're not just there to cut them or to be this sharp thing, but that you also have a connection with them. And on your side, your gremlin, having your gremlin by your side, in service also to the the space. So from this space here, um yeah, the other thing is that the more you practice this first position throughout your life, throughout your days, the more it starts becoming an experience, rather than a thought or an idea that you can really start feeling when you are centered. And it feels uncomfortable, first, because you're having to inhabit your body, inhabit your pains, inhabit your experience, and this creates different sensations. But the more you do it, the more you can go like that, and then bring in your energy to your being. I have do you have any questions before we jumping into the exercise, into the experiment? Anything that you want to share?
I'm just empty, present, curious, calm.
Okay. Okay, let's get started then. For this experiment, it's gonna be two parts. The first part is going to be about writing the lyrics, and I'm gonna put a timer on. Mm, I'm gonna see from 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna see play with that. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, and then after that we'll come back together, and and create a song from that. If there is not already a song with that, there might be already a song with it, and you just sing it. And also creating this space for, yeah, the song being from 1 minute to 3 minutes. It can be in any time from that. Do you have any questions about this? Are you ready?
I'm all empty and I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. So I'll put the timer on. Alrighty. And go. Let's get started with that. Start writing your lyrics.
Mhm.
let's keep going for 4 more minutes.
Mm.
30 more seconds. Let's start coming to an end.
I'm finished.
Okay. Well, I'm finished too. All right. Will you show it like that? What does it look like for you? Right. Awesome. Yeah. This part of here is something else, but this is what I wrote.
Mhm.
So this
Oh,
next, was there
mhm.
anything from that you want to share? How was that process?
Uh,
And from there, from what the
I
life.
just
Yeah.
I just waited for lyrics to come and I wrote it down and I decided I don't have to make it complicated. I don't have to make it long. And then it went like this. I figured that's it. And then I changed a little bit. So here and there's a little rhyme. That's how it went for me. And I have a little melody, something, just a tiny little something, a seed. And this is where it would be so lovely to have more musicians, like a bass and a drum and you know,
Yeah.
where other people bring in what they feel and we mix it together. This is the beauty, I think.
So from that thing that you're describing, from this desire to have a more musicians getting into that thing, are you able to hear some of the sounds? Is it
I hear some sounds, yeah.
sounds? Okay, this is
Yeah,
gonna be
uh-huh.
this is gonna be the next part of the experiment of bringing in these sounds to life.
Okay.
They sound like, what does that sound like? What is this sound? What is, how does this start? Like, what is the feeling of this song?
Okay.
Are you,
I can hear it in my mind, you see?
will you go and express that? Like, will you go first?
Okay. All right. The song's called Adventure of Living. And it starts with kind of a bass line, right? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the liveliness within me. Now, sorry to interrupt. When I sing, I can feel it, there's like a chorus singing the same thing. Like, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel the liveliness within me, the liveliness within me. That's how I hear it, okay? No longer scared, I'm gonna dare. Not true, scared like hell. And I like it, I'm still well. And I repeat the thing. No, not true, not true, scared like hell. And I like it, I'm still well. Okay, and then there should be some kind of a something that repeats and stuff, musical, okay? And then comes there's this craving, and the chorus goes craving. There's this craving, craving, craving to explore more. I want to explore more. What's behind that fear? And I got and now I need these musicians and the chorus to play with all this, okay? You see? And then I'm curious, curious. I'm curious, curious. Heart beating higher, 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 higher. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. This can be explored and
I had to change. I had to change the network because it was dying. You still there?
of living. You, the rest of us, and me, we're in this together. Adventure of living free. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Manuela.
Yeah, well, this is like a raw little seed. Let's say I have a feeling for the thing, but and now this could be cooked, right? This is like an ingredient, and now it needs cooking and a whole lot of love and time and processing.
Yeah. And yeah, when I could really feel it, the music that you were sharing. There was this time when you were stopping, and when you were stopping, it was like stopping the flow. But I think that like you can go into the feeling of it. And I could hear these different instruments. I could see like my own way that I want to bring in. Like I felt some trumpets, like I can feel it, can feel it. I can,
Uh-huh.
I can, I can feel it. And the invitation is, yeah, to
Uh-huh.
go into like the different voices and like change into the different parts of your song, like even the drum. Then you get to hear your drum, and it's so amazing how it all, like, you have this capacity to write something down and put it in paper and already like hear these different parts. I think that's one of the most awesome things of music, or it's so magic. The magic of music to hear those things
Yeah,
in.
it's really magic, right?
Yeah, and it all
I
comes.
don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming.
Yeah, yeah. I would say I would call it the principle of music. You're in connection with the principle of music, and just
Yeah.
like transformation, for example, is a principle, or clarity is a principle. The music is also a principle, and it's in the air, and you can tap into it. Like it's a resource that is available at all times, and that you have this quality,
Mhm.
conscious or unconscious, to connect with that resource. And here you can like hear the song of a bird, and then hear that connection of how music is something that is available there at any time.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
But the interesting thing for me is when I'm by myself, sometimes I'm blocked, kind of thing, or nothing happens, kind of going in circles, acting busy or something. And when I'm in the space and you're holding the space, it's like an invitation. And all of a sudden, since I have the invitation and the dedicated space, I can open up. It's so amazing. And it just happens in that moment right now. And that's beautiful. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, I get it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It was like this. Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm receiving the, and yeah, I experienced something very similar, that when I'm in these spaces, it's like this is the time to experiment and to explore. When I'm by myself, there's a different sort of experimentation. And yeah, and I hear that for you, that you're not able, that you get distracted. Is that what you said? That you get distracted?
I act shy. A part of me acts shy.
Hmm.
A part of me acts shy. There's this habit of this criticizing and keep things small. Ooh, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
And also here we have a purpose. We explore, we become music, we have a purpose. I'm not clear about my purpose. I know I'm kind of a magician and I'm an inspirer, that I know, but what do I do with it? That's always my box limiting thing.
Yeah. So that sounds like it could be a great experiment for you in your daily life, to bring in more clarity about your purpose, to bring in really like to be in touch with that resource of being of your purpose. Because in the same way that there is a very clear purpose here, you can bring in, it doesn't have to end at the end of this meeting, but that you can bring in that question to your daily life of like, what is my purpose now?
Sorry, this one sentence I didn't hear acoustically. It was a bit broken up for me.
That you can bring in that.
You were saying?
You can bring in that question to your daily life of what is my purpose. It doesn't have to end at the end of this meeting. That you can bring in that question to the next space, and there is always a witness. There is always a witness within you that has that question, that can see that you're in touch with your purpose. So in a way, it's not just a mind game, but there is a really a big value of having that sniffer, like being able to sniff purpose and what is the purpose. It sounds so that there is that space for creation, for knowing what is being created, and how you can use your magician skills or your wizard skills for serving. What purpose is it serving?
I kind of know, for some reason. Some part of me wants to keep it in the box.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's coming out there, and well, yeah, that's what we are going through now.
Who's we? I mean, when you say
we on the path from expanding boxes to creating new matrix and new.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're pointing out at this like part that it wants to keep it shut. There is a part of your being that wants to keep it closed, and where there is like that possibility of opening, and what is that part of you? Can you say like that doesn't want that to open?
Probably gremlin. Gremlin trying to keep me safe.
Safe from what?
Overexcitement.
He's trying to keep you safe from overexcitement.
Like from going wild. Yeah. From being judged. But from being judged as well. But I'm already being judged. So the few songs I did, some of them I put on Spotify, and they are not perfect. My singing is expandable, and I still put it out on Spotify because I figured I'm gonna water that plant. And I get feedback like from my sister who says, you should stick to learning piano and things like that. And funny enough, that's very interesting. It doesn't even hurt me. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't trigger anything. It doesn't hurt me. I understand her and her taste and this and that. For me, it's about something else. It's not about being perfect. It's about expanding and getting it out. It doesn't have to be perfect for me at this point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Now your song.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. There is the gremlin part is in the biggest fear of the gremlin is to be discovered, to be seen. So when we're working on these questions that really bring in what is the purpose in the space, because what is most ordinary is that the purpose is assumed or that is not even implicit, that we can go on in our lives and go with dinner with somebody and we don't even talk about purpose, and that we go to work one day and we don't even talk about purpose. So in a way, talking about purpose is an archetypal thing, and it's already extraordinary, and it's a very scary thing for gremlin because that's where gremlin hides, in hidden purpose, in unconscious purpose. And when we start talking about purpose, that the gremlin freaks out, or there is like a part of the gremlin that can freak out and starts like, oh well, let's not talk about that, or that's too much, or I don't need a specific purpose. But all of that is like a way for gremlin to stay hiding and to continue with unconscious purpose. And then what happens with unconscious purpose is like the unclarity of the space. Like you don't have that clarity of who you are, what you want, what are you taking a stand for, what is your experiment, how are you showing up in the world. So it's pretty awesome tool to. It's almost like a wizard, or like a sorcerer skill to detect purpose. It is a sorcerer skill to detect the purpose and to be with that question without falling asleep with others. And even though other people are not asking that question in the ordinary world, that you can hold that question of what is that person's purpose, and you can speak to that, and you can hold your own purpose. I think that's the bigger part. Cool. Anything else about this?
Well, somehow I feel I have it clear, the purpose. When I put it in words, it's not really words that, it's not common language. It's not a job description. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I notice, I have one more thing I want to share. I notice when we talk about this, there is a sadness coming up. And the sadness is about hiding, about staying in survival instead of thriving. And at the same time, the sadness kind of brings me back to myself and to that seed essence. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard that there was there was sadness coming up for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about uh, I didn't quite catch it, and what I the sense that I get is you're getting more in touch with this part of you that hides, uh, the, uh, that recognizing the part that hides, that's hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, and it's that sadness that it seems like it's like getting to something deeper, like getting to be in connection with more with yourself.
Mm. You know, interesting in the space. I would never ever dare to do what we're doing here somewhere else. So there's this beautiful, sweet connection and safe space, and so where I can open up this little lid and let it out, no, not knowing what it will be coming out. No,
Mhm.
and thank you. Yeah. Yes, I have a question. What would be a play, a game, a tool, a toy for, or a new job for the gremlin in order to allow myself to open up like I do here in this space in another space?
Yeah, something that's coming up is this the same thing about your purpose, having that question of your purpose, and hold on, having that question of your purpose throughout the day, having an alarm that you can that goes off maybe like once an hour, with the question of like what is your purpose or what is the purpose of the space, and notice that the other part is about creating the context. How do you create a context for yourself? And we did a practice of this maybe in one of our first meetings, about setting up the context before going into music, kind of like creating the space, the landing space for the music to land. And this is can you say a bit more about the necessity of, okay, so you're here, you can open up in this space, you can open up and bring in that unknown, but in other spaces that you don't have access to that. And what is it that you will,
For instance,
yes, give me an example.
for instance, we have a real sweet little jazz cafe, and twice a week they jam there. I know the people now since 2 years. I kind of know everybody. And sometimes it's just magical what they do. It's beautiful. Sometimes it's a bit boring, same thing, but sometimes it's, oh, you know, when there's somebody new comes in and stuff, it's like fireworks. And I would so much like to dare to improvise there. I mean, there or anywhere else. I mean, not, it doesn't have to be, it's just with the people, you know, they have so much fun. It's so much fun to watch them having fun, sharing their music. And I can't sit still. I'm always moving, and I am in contact with the musicians, yes, with the movement and stuff. But it's like impossible for me to go and play with them.
So is it a sort of like an
That's what I mean for it.
is it a sort of like an open mic where you get a chance to be out in the stage and have your space?
It's a jazz jam.
Yes.
It's a jam. All musicians come. They usually the pianist starts, the drummer is in, sometimes somebody else, sometimes the bass guy starts, and everybody got their groove kind of thing, the essence to them, right? And then they create this beautiful soup.
Yeah.
And it's always magical.
So
It's a
there's
jazz jam.
yeah, that makes sense.
So I can't just sing my lyrics or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And like yeah, I wanted to get a little
Mhm.
bit more idea, and yeah, this is perfect because you are already in a musical space, a space where there is music collaboration happening, and all you need to do is uh, well, like get to that space where you have that space where you can create that space and where you're not just jumping in into the space and seeing what happens, but you're actually creating that space. And you're gonna need a few things for this. And maybe you want to write this down. All right.
Mhm.
So the first thing uh, before you arrive there, and while you are there, to remind yourself of your first position. Always like be in your first position. So this space of
What's
center,
that before?
yeah, before you go into that space and during while being in that space, keep coming to first position. So center yourself, ground yourself, and give your bubble of space.
Centered and grounded. Mhm.
Center, ground there, and bubble. Yeah, bubble is very very important because if you're letting the yourself and mesh with their energy, it can take you over, and then all of a sudden you don't have your essence, you don't have the full Manuela experience. And then yeah, so make sure that you have your bubble of space. So these three things are very very important.
Mhm.
So you have your center, your grounded, your bubble, and while you're there, then the next part is about communicating your intention. You can talk to them, saying there's probably one of the guys there that is more of a leader, like somebody that's kind of guiding the space, uh, and talk to that guy. Say like I want a space where I can sing with you guys or by yourself. Maybe there's like you want to just sing by yourself, and you don't want anybody to play, or you want the drum to sound like this or this to sound like that. So uh, so you just stayed with them your intention, like hey, I want to improvise with you, and I want you guys to be on my team for this. And it can be one set, and then it can be an improvisation. It can be, can you guys play some jazz? And then you start, you have that space for you where you are the one that's going to sing. And then by having that, you have that space to be yourself, because you have your center, you're grounded, your bubble of space. And now you can, like, same as we go here, boom, now you have a band and you have a bigger, probably an audience of people that are watching or being in the space, or dancers. And then all of a sudden you have like more space for improvisation. The other thing, so you ask your first position, you state your intention with the band of what you want to create. And I'll give you an example for that. Is that a few days ago there was an open mic in one of the coffee shops here, and there was a band playing, and I was number 9. There was 9 people before me, and I had no idea what I was gonna say, what I was gonna sing. But it's like everybody gets a chance to play 2 songs, something like that. So number 1 comes and plays 2 songs, and next. So it was my turn, and I asked the band, I wanna fly solo for the first one. So it was just me on the microphone, and then for the next one, I wanna improvise something with you guys. And they say, yeah, go ahead. So for the first one, they stay quiet, and I was in the phone. I say, hello, my name is Jorge Pedred. I have no idea what I'm gonna sing tonight. I'm an improvisation artist, and I'm very fascinated about sounds and making sounds with my voice. And then I just went on from there. I started like bringing music from my voice, and it was fantastic. Like it was so fun. It was so fun and enlivening. And then it was very scary too. And like
Wow.
people were coming like from the back. They were coming like, and then after that, I say like, we never heard anything like this before. That was amazing. For the first time, I'm hearing this feedback. I'm like you have a great voice. I'm like, well, and yeah. And for the second one, the band, I asked them, can you guys play some jazz? And then they say, yeah, they're a really good band. This really amazing piano player, guitar player, drum player, and they are in their own band. So I just played and I started improvising sounds with their music, and that one was really fun too. So make sure you
Wow.
have attention. And
And did you sing lyrics?
yeah, yeah, some in some
And
in
they came.
yeah, it was some in Spanish and some in English, but it was like this doorway in between verbal reality and sounds. So I was like going in and out of verbal reality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Wow.
Then there is a third thing while you're doing that. Um, you can click your clicker again. So you have your center, grounded, and bubble, and you click your clicker again, and you declare your map of music. You bring in your map of music in front of you, which is the hands, and this map it kind of gives you this framework that can hold you throughout this experience. So in that map, you got
Are you saying you're using your hands? Sorry.
yeah, this map is melody, harmony, rhythm, and silence. And the fifth element is love.
Melody, harmony, breathing, did you say?
Melody, harmony, rhythm, and silence. And the fifth element is love.
Silence, like pauses, yes?
Yes. Silent pause.
Thank you.
Volume.
Oh, wow.
This is a map of music.
So I'm gonna go like,
yeah. Remember, like I have music here, and it even works if you say them out loud. Melody, harmony, rhythm, and silence, and love. And just have that
wow.
to kind of go from there, and from there you can put up a bit because you got the elements that make music. Okay.
Thank you. Is there one trick? So when your mind kicks in and says, I don't know what to think about the lyrics, how to stop this?
Yes, it's like already you are a lot in a in a story. You're in a story that you have to make lyrics, and that you have to say there is an expectation, or there is already a story that you have to make lyrics. So some way of shortcutting that is saying the first word that comes to your mind, saying the first word, even if the amazing clouds I was riding to town when my mother came rollerblading in the hot sun. So bring in like little by little.
You can do it all, yes. Oh, this was such a perfect example. Thank you so much. I am so excited. I notice my whole system is like, thank you.
Yeah, and it's
Thank you.
uh center grounded and bubble, like start from there. And yeah, if you're already in that side of I have to make lyrics, then it's already on that other side. And it gets into this like blog. It's an effort. So like maybe the possibility is to put a step out of verbal reality and go into experiential reality of sounds and vibration. And you
Yes,
start from there.
sounds and vibrations, or even pictures. I was just thinking, because when you were talking, when you were singing Amazing Clouds and you're going into town, your mother rollerblading, I saw this picture. You could take any picture too, because I'm pretty visual as well.
Yeah.
So now I have a whole bunch of things to play with.
Yeah, pictures are great. Yeah, if you have that picture, then you can like start speaking towards the picture. Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me know how it goes. If you can make a video
I'm
of
not
it,
sure if I'm going to do it yet.
yeah. Okay, if you do it.
No, I'm not sure if I'm doing it.
Mhm. What will stop you from doing it?
See, I'm going already like this. My body, as you say, make a video and stuff. I'm going like.
Yeah. Is it specifically about making the video?
No, it's about doing it. It's not about the video. It's about doing it. Like, shall I commit myself to do this? Like when you say something, I commit myself and I do it, and then I do it. No big deal. I just do it and I do it.
Mm.
And I'm committed inside for this space, become music. You give an experiment. I'm super grateful for these opportunities, and I just do it, no matter what comes out.
So what will stop you from committing to next time you go into this space with the jazz jam to do these things?
Gremlin.
What about Gremlin? How would it go? Or how does it go?
As I enter the door, I already think, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this, or something like that. Well, but I don't want to take up all this space for me, because I want to hear your song too, which is I'm just trying to get out of this, right?
Yeah.
This,
Yeah. And what the sense that I got for is that when you walk out of into the door, you are hooked. You're hooked to something. You're already hooked to
I'm
your
hooked.
branding story or something like that. You're not hooked to commitment or to transformation, to music. So yeah, just before you walk it in that door, yeah, the other thing is that when you walk in that door, make sure that you're grounded, bubble, and center, and that as soon as you walk into the door, you can look up at the frame of the door behind the like just when you walk up, you look up to the back, and on top of the door, that's where the presiding deity of that space lives. The presiding deity is the
What? The deity. Okay.
deity, yeah, the presiding deity, and every space has a presiding deity. So a possibility for you is to speak
Residing like residence.
presiding,
Is
presiding, presiding,
presiding.
presiding.
Then I don't know what that is, but I'm looking it up later.
Yeah, I think it's
Presiding.
the deity of that space. So there might be a deity there is, and the deity changes from space to space. So the deity is alive and is in control of the space, and it says how it goes in the space. So this proposal for you is to turn when you walk into that space with your purpose of I'm connected to my principles and my purpose of music, um, and you turn around to the deity and you say hello, the deity. I'm here to do an experiment about music. Um, and then you tell your intention to the deity, and you're gonna hear a clear yes or no. Yes, like yeah, you're welcome to be here, or like no, this is not what this space is for. Get out, or don't do that.
I love it.
Yeah, so you got four
I
to try out there. Mm. So
okay.
yeah,
Well, first of all, I got to get. Yeah, I got a very clear mission and steps to work to fine tune the system. Thank you.
right on, and let me know how it goes. I'd love to see it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do my song in the last. We have about 10 minutes left, and yeah, I'll go about my song. Is there anything else? Okay. Emptiness, sweat on my back, fear to fail, fear to say the wrong thing, unknowingly walking this path. Who will inhabit this forest? Do, 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 do. When will this flower bloom? Do, 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 do. The trickle of the water. Yeah, the rain falling smooth. Emptiness, sweat on my forehead. Sadness takes cover, the grief of a lifetime emerge. Where is the place of rebirth? Down, deep it down. Did it boom, boom, doom, 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 doom. The water trickles from the mountain, sliding through the cracks. On the way to the ocean, soaking ground with her magic. Arriving through the streams, down, 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 down. To the ocean, down, 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 down. Arriving through streams, down, 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 down. Water, oh magic water.
I could hear it all too.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a blues.
Yeah, it's like what would I call it? Like a pasad. I don't know if that's a name. Like una pasada. Like a
Una pasada. Okay, una pasada.
that makes sense.
I felt, yes, it makes sense. Una pasada. Es una pasada. Was there during the song, was there at some point at the beginning was more like this, and then it became a bit more like that?
Yeah.
like with the instruments as well. Because I could feel this, as if it starts like this, and then it comes rolling, kind of thing. Did I hear this correctly?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I would call it like a starting from zero, starting from silence is the from and then building it up, like building up to climatic, building up to these like big, loud expressions, like higher intensity feelings. And then I think towards the end, it also went down, like climbing down.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Mm, thank you. And that
Do
was really.
you have musicians you're gonna record this with? Or are you gonna
I have no idea. Um, yeah, I have no idea where I will go with this. It's I was very scared of doing this experiment, and after doing it and after being with you here in the space, like, wow, that wasn't hard at all, and I enjoyed it, and it came out. So it's like almost like I'm surprised by how easy it was, or by how smooth it was and how simple it was, and it's like part of me wants to make it complicated, something like that, and yeah, so I don't know where I'm going with.
Mhm.
So for this week, something that it can be for this week is, yeah, like how
um I think hmm?
yeah, like how do we turn that into a transformational piece, something that inspires, something that creates change in the world around us and others. Getting that my internet is a little bit unstable.
um I think there is a website or an app where people co-create.
Mm-hmm.
It would be sweet to meet online and to bring a bass line in, to bring a drum in, an experiment as if we were in a studio. So I've never done this whole studio thing. I've only experimented with my neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
but that would be really sweet.
Yeah.
And what you were sharing before, did I get this right? You were saying a part of you wants to make it complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. This part is that is wanting to. It should be hard work, something like that. Like it should be hard work, and this was too easy, something like that.
Mhm.
And that's that what that part sounds like. And
Okay.
so it is in the recording here, and there is a platform called BandLab, BandLab, that I mentioned before a few times, and it's exactly for collaboration, but it's more for remote collaboration. And it works on your phone, on your iPad, or on the computer. And and you can like upload stuff there, add your own drum kits, or you can invite other people into collaboration. If you get it, let me know because I'm there, and then you can invite me to your collaborations, and I can hear your recordings, and I can upload this recording to there, and then uh, and I think what you're referring to is more of a in-person collaboration where you have this piece of music, this recording, and then
Well,
yeah, and
we
then
let's use what we have
mm,
and go from there and put bits and pieces together as it comes, as we find them.
mm-hmm.
Just keep going.
Yeah, yeah, and one thing is that you can get that recording of what you recorded today, this song, and have it in an audio so that you can play it to the band, the plan that you're collaborating with. You say, this is what the sounds sound like, and then it can start growing from there and evolving.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite possible that I just sing it again and it comes out a little bit differently according to the moment. That's fine too for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to share one more thing. What you were saying, this it has to be hard. That's part of my principles. I call it play and enjoy. Right? It words. It's about, instead of pushing and pulling, allowing. And I think today's session gave us a testimony that this is how it works. Playing and enjoying and allowing. Like the experience proves we can have faith in the process. That's what I want to say. In this allowing process.
Yeah, and to me,
as I say that, I'm thinking on Saturday, and that's sorry.
What works for me is that the space has a clear context of collaboration and going to the edge, and kind of like, yeah, just putting yourself out there, or like opening up this part that is a creator and that is connected with music. So that's what's working for me, that perhaps in another space I wouldn't have been able to do these lyrics like this or put it down like that. Like I would have been too judgmental of myself and not finish it. So this worked for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you so much. I can tell we have a lot of still work to do to explore and go further to the edge. This is so exciting.
Yeah. Let's keep. Yeah, the invitation is to keep practicing and keep experimenting.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manuela. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
Okay. Thank you. Bye now.